The day Earth's silence shook the Galactic Council, HFY Sci-Fi stories. Before we dive in, drop a quick silent but strong in the comments. It might seem small, but it helps this story reach more sci-fi fans like you. Humanity has been invited to the Galactic Council for the first time, and what they do there will echo across every star. Let's see what happens when Earth decides silence speaks louder than warships. Chapter 1. The Empty Chair. The Galactic Council chamber had never been this loud. Rows upon rows of alien envoys shouted over one another, their voices resonating in frequencies designed to pierce the air, the walls, even the bones of every living being in attendance. Holoscreens flickered with fleets mobilizing, casualty reports, demands for tribute. At the center of it all, beneath the shining crystal dome of the chamber, a single chair remained empty. The human chair. "Where are they?" hissed the Varen delegate, her serpentine form coiling against the restraints. "The Empire surrounds their world. They are blockaded. Why do they not come to beg?" The Karak ambassador slammed his 6 arms on the marble floor. "Protocol demands attendance. This absence is an insult to the Council." The Supreme Speaker of the Empire, draped in shimmering gold armor, raised a clawed hand. At once, silence spread. His mandibles clicked with contempt. "Humans misunderstand their place," he said, his voice like steel grinding. "They will come crawling soon enough. If not to us, then to the gravity of our fleets." But as the chamber erupted again, no human voice rose to answer. Silence. And in that silence, the Council grew uneasy. Orbit over Earth. Above Earth, the Empire's fleet stretched across the void like a steel curtain. Thousands of ships, bristling with cannons and shields, held formation. They had blockaded countless worlds before. Resistance always ended the same, submission or annihilation. Inside the flagship Dominion, Admiral Cravel paced, his mandibles tapping against one another. "Still no reply?" "None, Admiral," said his second. "Their channels are silent. Our demands remain unanswered." Cravel snarled. "Then their fate is sealed." But below, Earth was not silent. In hidden bunkers, railguns hummed. In asteroid belts, stealth frigates lay cloaked. Submarines in Earth's oceans carried weapons aimed not at sea, but at the sky. Humanity had learned from every alien war broadcast they could intercept. Strength meant survival, and silence was camouflage. The envoy? Miles beneath Geneva, Captain Mara Vance stood before the War Council. Once a Marine, now Earth's reluctant envoy. She was supposed to sit in that chair at the Galactic Council. She was supposed to speak, but she hadn't. "Your silence is working," General Imani said, her voice sharp. "The Council is confused. They think we're arrogant or afraid. Either way, they don't know our play." Mara clenched her jaw. "They want words, and we're giving them nothing." Imani's gaze softened. "Because words won't win this war. Timing will." Mara wanted to believe it, but deep down she wondered, could silence alone hold back a galactic empire? The first strike. 3 days into the blockade, the Empire grew restless. The order came: probe Earth's defenses. A flotilla of 50 destroyers descended into low orbit. Their scanners raked the planet. And that was when Earth spoke without words. From beneath the Sahara, a railgun fired. The slug tore through the void at 12 kilometers per second, ripping a destroyer in half before its shields registered the shot. Another railgun from Siberia followed, punching clean through 2 more. Chaos erupted in the flotilla. Ships scrambled, shields flickered, alarms wailed. But then, just as quickly as it began, the railguns fell silent again. Admiral Cravel roared with fury. "Find those weapons! Burn their world until nothing remains!" But no more shots came. The silence returned, thicker now, terrifying. The Council reacts. News traveled fast. Within hours, holoscreens at the Galactic Council replayed the footage. Empire destroyers obliterated by kinetic weapons from the surface of Earth. Whispers spread like wildfire. The primitives wounded the Empire with unguided slugs. No, drilled with precision, with intent. The Supreme Speaker slammed his clawed fist. They are not warriors. They are vermin with toys. The Empire will swat them aside. But still, the human chair remained empty, and their silence felt heavier than ever. Mara Vance, watching from Earth, whispered to herself, "They're listening now." Fire in the belt. The Empire shifted tactics. They moved their fleet farther from Earth, wary of more railgun fire. They deployed mines, sent drones, tightened the noose. That was when humanity's second trap sprung. From the asteroid belt, Earth's stealth frigates struck. Small, fast, invisible to scanners until they fired. Missiles streaked into the void, slamming into Empire cruisers. Boarding pods infiltrated stragglers, Marines swarming in brutal close-quarters combat. For every frigate destroyed, 2 more Empire ships burned. The message was clear. Earth would not surrender. Earth would fight everywhere, anywhere, in silence. The envoy's burden. Back on Earth, Mara stood before the Council again. Some generals demanded escalation, launch the full counter-offensive. Others urged restraint, avoid provoking the Empire further. "They already think we're monsters," Mara said. "Our silence terrifies them more than our weapons. Let's keep it that way." General Imani nodded. "Then you know what comes next. You will attend the council and you will say nothing." Mara felt the weight of that decision pressed down. To sit in the storm of the galaxy's powers and remain utterly still. It felt impossible, but she understood now. Humanity's silence was not weakness. It was defiance. The Council of Silence. The chamber erupted when she entered, a human, finally. Mara Vance walked to the empty chair and sat down. She didn't bow. She didn't speak. She didn't acknowledge the shouts thrown her way. The Supreme Speaker sneered. "You will answer. Your world is surrounded. Your fleets shattered. Your people on the edge of starvation. Speak!" But Mara sat still, her gaze unbroken. The silence stretched, seconds, minutes. The chamber roared with fury. And yet beneath it, a seed of doubt spread. If the humans were truly doomed, why were they so calm? That silence was louder than every fleet in the galaxy. The last gambit. Above Earth, the Empire gathered its might. One final push, thousands of ships all converging for the killing blow. But Earth had been waiting. The railguns opened fire again. Submarines launched missiles from the oceans. Asteroid frigates struck from the belt. And hidden in the moon's shadow, Earth's newest weapon revealed itself. The Titan, a warship built in secrecy, armed with a spinal railgun capable of splitting a battleship in one shot. The Titan fired once, twice, 10 times. Each shot was a death sentence. Empire vessels shattered like glass. The Empire's fleet, proud and unchallenged for centuries, broke under the weight of Earth's silence and steel. The echo. When the smoke cleared, the galaxy was silent. The council chamber replayed the destruction. The Empire humiliated, Earth unbowed, and Mara Vance still sitting, still silent. Finally, the Supreme Speaker leaned forward. "What do you want, human?" Mara looked him in the eyes. For the first time, she spoke. "Nothing. Remember this. We did not start this war, but we will finish it." The chamber erupted. Some shouted in rage, others in fear, and some in awe. But the silence that followed carried farther than words ever could. Shadows beyond the stars. In the aftermath, whispers spread of signals intercepted beyond the rim. The Empire had not acted alone. Something older, darker, had taken interest in humanity's silence. The Council prepared for chaos. The Empire licked its wounds, and Earth prepared for the next war. Because silence was only the beginning. Humanity's silence was louder than every fleet in the galaxy. But silence does not go unnoticed. Something beyond the stars has heard us now. If you want to see what's coming next, hit like, drop a silent but strong in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss the next story. Until next time, remember, silence can be the sharpest weapon of all.